About the NPP primaries and a number of national issues. Mr. Blay, welcome, good evening, and Happy New Year.
Same to you, Kwame. It's been a long time.
Yes, I'm very fine, thank you.
And Happy New Year to your station and your viewers as well.
Many happy returns. Right. You're a member of the National Council of the NPP, I guess.
Yes, I do.
Why did you decide to hold the primaries first for the presidential before thinking about the other elections?
This story has been whipped for a long time, and we've made our point clear on it. The NEC recommended indeed to National Council over it that it is better, considering our performance and our preparation for the presidential and indeed for the general election itself. We thought that it was the best thing to do is to quickly get over with our presidential election first, and then of course go back to the party and conduct elections over the polling stations, the constituency, and the national elections.
As a party that suffered such a defeat in the last election, you don't think organizing and put it in a proper shape before thinking of the presidential and other elections? Because your party, as now many people will say, is not in the best of shape, so you should have done reorganization properly, so-called.
I think what we've done has proven that is the best way to go about it. The party has been moving, gingered up. All the aspirants, I'm talking about the presidential aspirants, have gone round, organized the party, and you could see that there is some kind of spirit back to the party. The lethargy is gone. People are involved. One way or the other, there could be differences among members and rank and file, but why not? It's in account. They say when there is a conjout to fear, even among brothers, they struggle for it. It's okay. It's friendly hostilities.
How would you assess the campaigning so far from all the aspirants?
It's been so good.
Good, you say, Mr. Blay?
Very competitive.
The attacks, the insult that we hear and see all over the place?
It's a rehearsal.
Rehearsal to what?
A rehearsal to the main battle ahead of us. The main battle will be against our main opponent.
Which is the NDC.
The NDC.
But if you are using such words among yourselves, when the NDC use those words against you,
as I said,
you've seen videos,
hard words don't break any bones. It tells a story. It tells people who are using the hard words and those who are listening. It's all add up to the chemistry of bringing out the best character among the aspirants and the leadership.
But that is speak well of the party.
I find nothing wrong so far. As I said, hard words don't break bones. There could be some people have stepped across the red line, I would say, but that tells the character or characters who will be using bad words, which the citizenry maybe don't favor. It's okay.
But many have said that the party will come out more hurt.
I don't believe
from these primaries.
I don't believe
than forging ahead for victory and especially unity. Unity for the 2028 election.
I think what we've done, I'm talking of the elections that we are going to have, the preparations, everything else, if you add it together, we will all come together, reconcile, and back anybody who wants. You see the peace pact that was signed. It shows that whatever it is.
But even at that event, we saw one of the candidates not happy. We saw videos and pictures, expressing grievances over the documents that.
Maybe it was a wrong forum to express some differences, but I believe that even behind the scenes, before then, people had engaged themselves and talked about which clause you want to take up, which words you want to review and go. They've talked about it. If even at the last minute there could be a little differences, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, all the candidates signed it. Supposed to foster unity.
Is the NPP ready for 2028 election, irrespective of whoever is elected as flag bearer?
Well, we are preparing towards it. And I believe by the time we go to 28 elections, we will have been very prepared for it.
And can you win that election?
It's an election. We are confident if we come out with the right candidate and the people, the parties, that is, I'm talking about the individuals and the factions, and we all come together. I'm convinced that we will do better.
Who is the right candidate?
We're going to elect the right candidate.
In your estimation, who is the right candidate?
Well, I have not changed my position on the matter. I have to always insisted from day one, even in early January 2025, I made my position known that I prefer that we continue with Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia.
The same individual who led you to your heaviest defeat in the last election?
So the party lost. We agree.
He was the arrowhead.
No, but it doesn't matter.
It matters.
You can't take the arrowhead and think that when you have your whole arrow, you are shooting, it's only the head that carries it. We all went to election. Ghanaians, particularly our own membership, many of them refused to vote. This time round, they've been used to what we did, and then another.
You're still listening to Point Blank on Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. My guest tonight is Mr. Freddie Blay. He's the former national chairman of the New Patriotic Party. So, that's what you're saying?
Yes, I was saying that if you compare it to the performance of the party, they are quite early. It's just a year and a month or so. Look at what they will do at the end of the day. I believe getting to 27 and 28, this country will compare and know what the performance of Nana Dankwa and backed by Bawumia, and then the performance of my very good friend Mahama.
We'll come to the performance of President Mahama in the last 1 year, but do you think Ghanaians have forgiven the NPP enough to give the NPP another chance in 2028?
Kwame, when you say that Ghanaians are forgiven, they give us opportunity to work for them. We did what we could do. So far as I'm concerned, our best performance, we did it very well.
But not to the satisfaction of Ghanaians.
That is another matter. We are saying that quite a number, there are various aspects of it, various factors. For example, our own members, those who backed us and co, are thought that something could have been done for them personally. They didn't experience that. And the whole country also also thought that they were facing difficulties, some difficulties which were bitter pills for them, and therefore they were not very happy with us. They cast their vote, and of course we have accepted it. We conceded, we accepted it.
And can you bring all these people back 2028?
I'm saying they are watching, they are observers. That's why we're going around. That's why it was better to organize our primaries in terms of the presidential candidacy, to organize it well and give the opportunity to the people of this country to interact with us, with that candidate and see, examine, question him, and let him explain what we did and how we did it, and whether we're doing it in the interest of this country or not. Time will soon tell.
You say that Dr. Bawumia is the obvious choice and the best person to lead the NPP, but
from my perspective,
from your perspective, your perspective, a former vice president known or came on board because of what many people said he was the economic waistcoat, but then the economy at the latter part of the administration, which he was a key member, was not in I would say best of shape. No reason why Ghanaians voted against you in the last election.
You described it. Quite a number of people also have taken it based on propaganda and agitation. Some people thought so, but now we are even enjoying. It is through the efforts and policies that the Nana Dankwa's government came out with and started to implement, though some were hard. This government is reaping the last efforts that our government made, and the result is what at the moment they are enjoying. No new policies. Specifically gold for oil, which now they call it what is it?
The gold purchasing program.
It was initiated through the efforts of our presidential candidate at the moment. Our one of our candidates who was a vice president then. That's what he came out with. They have not done any changes except that the implementation is not extremely well executed, and there could be a few problems. But gold for oil was good. It didn't make Ghana lack oil. I'm talking about crude oil in this country. Everything else was going. As against even a country like Nigeria, where they produce a lot of oil, and yet when you go to Nigeria, long queues, and its payment is very difficult. Those companies who are importing oil or distributing oil in this country cannot complain of the latter part, what had been put together by Dr. Bawumia through Nyaho. Right?
But this administration, the first day of President Mahama, a lot of people have given him thumbs up. The cedi is stable, prices at the pump has come low, economic stability, quite a number of things. But you say they've not implemented anything new. But then we are seeing the physical things which is currently ongoing in this country.
I earlier on, I don't know whether I have come to this your station before or you've come to interview me in the early months of this of last year. I did say that it's a little early. We give ourselves a little time and one will see what is happening. The first thing that they did was to bring the city down, and they themselves admitted, although it was denied, unfortunately, by even the government itself from the beginning, that they were not pumping any dollar into the system. But they came out to say that then, by September.
But they are pumping dollar into the system and is making the thing stable.
Give me. Give me a little time. Okay. And you are talking to me as not just as a layman, but definitely not as a top-notch economist. Okay. But at least what I have observed and what we've been told, they pumped 10 billion into the system too. $10 billion. Fortunately, because we have had a lot of money from a lot of dollars from the
gold purchasing
programs and co. So they could, where we have the reserve gold that we could have built more. At that time, we had about 30 tons of gold that they put it. The rest that was coming, and quite a number, chunk of it was used to, as it were, to cushion the city.
Yeah,
it's artificial. It's a question of policy. We think that when our economy was moving, at first with the IMF negotiation, they thought that each man should put in only about $80 million into the system and let it go, because the economy was recovering. At the 14, it was literally stable, getting for about 2 years. And we think because gold prices were going up, and indeed at the moment as I talk to you, it's about 5,000 per ounce.
Yeah.
We could have put more gold on the side because it could be volatile. It could be
short-lived. Yeah.
And therefore, we would have by that time even had a little, because all countries do that. But people were in a hurry, maybe to satisfy the importers, and some people said, "Oh, look, we have brought down the city, we brought down the dollar. Now it could even the dollar could even go down as much as 8 or 9, because we have, but they had themselves had put on the brakes and are trying to not to do that, because it also affects production internally. It affects cocoa purchasing, how to go about farmers.
Yeah.
If you are not taking you yourself, you will completely destroy the product that you used to rely on.
Yeah.
It used to be the mainstay of the economy. Now you will even discourage exporters, those who are working hard, farmers and co, and how to pay them. It has its own both sides. So we were cautious as a policy decision. Then let's rather reserve part of our gold that we have. The prices have come down, and build what we have with the Bank of Ghana, so that in rainy days we could use the money to stabilize the city, so that the yo-yoing could stop, and then we could move on, because the economy was moving on, industrialization was doing well, Agrek were doing very well. The statistics didn't come here with it, but everything else was on its way, because according to plan. Unfortunately, it was because of the COVID, but we're recovering. By the time we left with over 6.9.
Possibly Ghana wasn't the only country that was hit by COVID.
No, but Ghana's economy was recovering by the GDP coming by 6.7. And was still moving on. We could have by now been 8 or more. But they pegged it at 4.8 recovery. Maybe they may change it now. But in terms of management of the economy, in terms of building stability that is long lasting, in terms of not being populist, I'm saying NPP did very well. Ghanaians, sooner or later, I would say sooner than later, will realize that the economy was in very capable hands. Instead of just pumping dollars, of course, they have now taken a few steps to even make laws that will put you in prison if you export, if you import something into this country, or I would say that if you export anything there to outside the country and you don't bring the money back, could they put you in 10 years? So it's economic policy. It's not a question of just punishment. But if we're managing the economy that the way we were going about it, forex will not. The forex. So
the gains we are seeing now, it will change in a few times to come.
Indeed, if gold prices come down, it will hit us, because there's no productivity now. People are not getting employed. They've talked about construction by the push. They've talked about will employ a few.
But they introduced a number of programs. The Jumera apprenticeship program.
We are yet to see that.
They started the distribution.
One person can easily bring 1 million. It's not a good policy. You can't go by that.
But it will create employment. It will create jobs.
Let's see what
poultry farmers will be.
Let's wait and see. There. Give us a few more months. Yaboboba, give it a few more months. We shall see.
So you mean what we are seeing now is just artificial?
I'm saying the dollar pumping, which brought the dollar down and the CD up, was not the best policy that was opted for. We shall see.
It's not sustainable?
It can't be sustainable. Even if you think you can continue doing that, because gold, we dig it. And people are bet gold itself is a resource that can even get exhausted. It's not only that, it has some other options. What is happening is that the Galamsey is literally messing up our environment. Water is becoming expensive. Other things that we could, and people are not growing produce, farm produce and co. And there are a whole lot of it's almost like the Chilean situation or Zambian situation. And if you are not careful, then we all depend it like Nigeria. We depend that oil will not produce groundnut again. We will depend on Galamsey. People, all our young men and women will be going into Galamsey venture.
You think we are not fighting it well enough?
We can't even. It's contradictory that you want to buy gold, you want to buy what Galamsey has produced, and yet you say that you are stopping it. You can't. You wouldn't do that.
So you mean we are getting our gold? We are getting our gold now from the Galamsey?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Absolutely. I'm convinced about that.
How do you know?
How do I know? The facts are clear. I come from a gold area. I come from the western region. I come from Alameda, where almost every place has been, carved out and sold for Galamseyers.
And that's the constituency of the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources?
It's obvious. I don't want to go there. It's a bit tricky for me to do that. But this is what is happening. Galamsey, we buy the gold for gold.
The gold board.
Gold board. And yet you say you are stopping fighting Galamsey. You're speaking with the two sides of your mouth. It's not possible. Indeed, I wouldn't even, as a city here, would say that we're going to fight Galamsey vigorously and stop it altogether, because it's a resource from the land. People sit by it in their houses, on their farms. Now, if you want to dig Galamsey, or want to involve in Galamsey, even put up policies that could mitigate the effects of Galamsey, the impact of Galamsey, like replanting trees, stopping people from going near rivers and go distance.
But they have the blue water gas, and that's what they are doing.
From the economy, from their budget, last budget, how much was put there? They put more money in buying parts than taking care of the environment, which is being destroyed by Galamsey. Can you imagine that? And
I know very well an amount of 50 million cedis was allocated to the 9 months fight, the task force.
It's only 50. I'm talking about is more than that, about 100 and something million. That's what was allocated to fight Galamsey. Yet you put about 210 or so $1 million. Is it cedis?
Yeah.
To import parts. So you are not serious about Galamsey. Galamsey that from which the gold from which you are getting or you are capable of using over $1 billion a month, to cushion your city, and yet you can't put even more than 100 or 200 million dollars to mitigate the effect, the negative effect of that. It's a bad policy, but let's wait and see what happens.
Your lawyer, let me take your views on recent developments aside NPP and NDC. The former finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, is fighting his freedom, immigration and extradition. You are a lawyer. What do you make of all this process?
I wouldn't know all the facts of it. I know that we're told that he's been ICE have taken him into custody or whatever, and he's fighting hard for it. He's coming back he's coming to court in April. I don't know whether it is Ghana had put in a request for his extradition to the country to face whether he's accused or to come to court. I don't know exactly what the effect is, but it is the government's own attitude that has created that atmosphere. From the beginning, when you went to read at his house, not only him, but even the Bank of Ghana, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, and quite all that's where people put on some hood and invaded their houses. Children were treated with some kind of trauma, or they felt very traumatic of what the people had come to their house. It's risky. Even right now, as I'm told, it's in court coming out. People are demonstrating.
Yeah,
in American, and I'm saying it's obviously will be interpreted as political. It's not that you want him for any matter. Indeed, the utterances of the Minister for Justice and Attorney General that he will give everything out. If it means only $1, you will go and bring what is his name? Ken in. It means he will do everything. If he doesn't bring him, he will resign. I'm told that is what he said. I didn't hear him, but that's what they told.
So you think this is just political persuasion? Instead of coming back
even if it's not
accountability?
The intention was to bring somebody to come and face accountability, to account for this country. The way you are going about it, the attitude of the Minister for Justice and Attorney General create the impression that you are only looking for him for political reasons.
And can that help Ken's case in the U.S. court?
For me, from my perspective, I would have said that yes. It's rather helping Ken's case. If I don't know what he has pleaded, if he says that it's only being sought for to be brought to Ghana on political reasons, any court anywhere else, as a lawyer, I'll give some kind of sympathetic ear to what he says, particularly when he has a good lawyer.
You're listening to Point Blank on Eyewitness News. My guest tonight is Mr. Freddie Blay, the former national chairman of the New Patriotic Party, the NPP. Let me take your view on another case also, which you are also a lawyer. Mr. Nyaho Tamakloe, Professor Kwamla Frimpong-Boateng, and a former official of the NDC, previous NDC administration, have taken the matter to the Supreme Court. They said that they should more or less abolish the delegate system we have among the political parties, the NPP, the NDC, and the CPP. They believe that it's not representative enough, and that some members, or let's say the general populace, do not have opportunity to be involved in the selection of the various parliamentary and presidential aspirants.
Well, they've gone to court. There used to be a time when my very good friend and opponent, General Mosquito.
That's not someone of NDC now.
He said everybody can go to court. he didn't put it that way. He put it in a West form that any fool can go to court. Well, the court is open. The doors are open. Whatever you feel that you want to go to court for, the court to pronounce some kind of judgment or interpret this case, to go to the Supreme Court for interpretation. I have not completely taken a look at what they might have filed, except the newspaper report, and then your radio and co have come out the electronic media.
But is there merit in this case?
That's what I'm saying. I haven't read it properly to see what they have gone, but my immediate reaction to it that it's when I read it from the Constitution, because it's all political parties should organize themselves in a very democratic manner. The question is, they have constitutions. Have they gone against the Constitution? The question is, who's even now want to prescribe how to organize it? What kind of delegates you should use? Which people? Can you afford to bring all people to come and vote? These are questions that some of them, the people, because they have not been involved in the management of parties, because they themselves, they only speak to newspapers and co. They have no idea of what it is to organize a party. So they can talk, because even now, what we're going about, how to gather people to go and vote in the constituencies. And it takes a lot of money. We've expanded it. Expanded the
Electoral College.
And the delegates are coming from various police stations and co. It has open as we could. It as inclusive as we could. That's what is happening. And then if you say that it's not, do you want everybody who can say, can go to court, can come out and say to me, I'm an NPP now, when you don't have even a card? You say that I'm an NPP, say come and take part in the elections. You want the NDC, you want NPP people to go and fill their Congress rooms and vote for them. It's happened sometimes. Or do you want NDC people also to come and make themselves, register themselves as voters for NPP? And it's sometimes
is the current NPP fake?
So absurd.
Is the current NPP fake?
Well, we can talk about fake. Anybody who talks about fake, I don't understand what you mean by fake. But the least I can say is that anybody who talks like that is talking irresponsibly. It's definitely not, particularly when you claim to be a member of the party. And you say the fake. It's reckless when you talk like that. But democracy, that's what we suffer. When you say you are going by democracy, you allow people to say what they want. Do you understand me? So you defend them with your life, even if they are talking foolishly. You take it like that. If you go on the party, you could describe the party as fake. It's a little insulting. But whatever it is, and it should be in our parlance, local parlance, have a big stomach to take in and stomach some of such utterances.
Finally, we need to go. Our time is up. Is the NPP ready for Saturday's election?
Absolutely. I'm convinced this is one of the most well-organized elections that we're going to be very competitive, but it's been very well organized. The aspirants have conducted themselves well. They have thrown heavyweights at each other, so in some cases, but as I said, heavyweights don't break bones, right? So I wish all of them were, particularly Dr. Bawumia. I endorse his candidature. I associate myself with the MPs, most of the MPs who have said that is the best. And even past MPs, those who lost their elections, have come out to say that, yes, we lost, but we thank. It's not a mistake, maybe our communication. But Dr. Bawumia is the best leader that we can use for this election. I endorse it wholeheartedly.
Mr. Blay, thank you very much for your time.
You're most welcome.
Freddie Blay, former National Chairman, New Patriotic Party, a member of the National Council of the NPP, member of the National Executive Committee of the New Patriotic Party as well.